Hello students, today we will start a new unit of database management system, very important concept of a database management system, that is file structure. This is your unit 2. File structure. So, before going to discuss about this file structure, first thing we have to understand what do you mean by file. Okay. So, in first year, you have created different file, text file. In case of DOS, you have created some file by using command like copycon, or by using your mouse also you can create different file. Okay, so file is nothing but it is a logical name. Okay, it is just a name. It is a logical name where some informations are stored. Okay, so this file name is a logical name. File is a logical name that stores information or values like text, like your image, like a graph, like any picture, any information, any data or values in storing secondary storage device. So a logical name, and the file stores information in secondary storage device. Secondary storage device. Okay. So again, the file has some attributes. We'll discuss in operating system in details. So there are some file attributes like file name, date of creating, modification, or any user, security, everything. So file is nothing but it is a logical name of some memory location where some informations are stored, okay, in secondary storage unit or secondary storage device. So this is the file exactly we will discuss. So now we will discuss about the file structure. Okay, that means relative data and informations are stored collectively in the file format. So file is just a format. In this format we are going to store information. It is a format. We are going to store information. So these informations are stored in a secondary storage device in a specific format. That is nothing but the file. So a file is a sequence of records. Again, I will discuss some important terms of this file. Okay, some important terms of this file also. So file is a sequence of records. What is a record? I will explain. Called sequence of records. Records stored in binary format. So this file is the collections of. It is the collections of records. Okay, file is the collections of records in binary format. So a disk drive contains many files. Okay, so a disk has several blocks. Okay, again a disk has several blocks, database or memory blocks, and again these blocks stores records or file. Okay, so file and records are mapped onto this disk block. So disk contains number of blocks and the blocks contains number of files, and again this file contains number of records. Again, what is record? Record contains number of field. Okay, so this field stores the data. It stores the data or values. Okay, so in this way, where informations are stored in computer memory. So in computer memory, we are using secondary storage device like disk, and again this disk contains number of blocks, and again this blocks contains number of files, and individual file, a file contains several records. Records contain several fields, and this field really stores data or values in database. Okay, so in this way we are storing the unit piece of information or data in computer memory. Okay, so this is the rough diagram of the file structure architecture or file structure. We are storing information in this way. Okay, so a database file is partitioned into fixed length stored unit called blocks. So database contains these blocks are a fixed stored unit. Okay, these are blocks, fixed length storage unit. So it is the fixed length. It is the fixed length. What is the fixed? Fixed length. Okay, fixed length storage unit. Fixed length storage unit. So in this unit you are going to store information. Okay, in this unit you are going to store information. It has some fixed length. Fixed length means a particular word. A particular word requires some memory space. That memory space is formatted at a fixed format. Suppose 2 bytes. So every word will contain 2 bytes. Okay. So we will explain. It will be very clear in later unit. Okay. So particular file, it has some blocks. Blocks have some fixed length storage unit. Particular space, fixed space that will be used. That will used to store information or data. That is the block. Okay. So this block contains several files, and these files contain several records. Records contain several fields. Organized collections of field in a particular record. Okay. So file structure is the organization of data. It is the one type of organized because this is the storage. This is the storage space which has a specific format and in a organized way. So in an organized way, we are storing data or values in a particular space in a particular file, so that it is organized data in secondary storage device. Such as such a way that minimize the access time and storage space. So we are going to store information by we have to use minimum storage space, and also access time will be quick, very quick, very easily we can access data or value from this file. Okay. So a file structure is a combination of representation of data in the files and operations for accessing the data. Why we are creating file? Because this file is created to store data or values. Okay, so that in the future we can access very quickly. We can have very quick access. You can retrieve access. You can retrieve data in very fast. Okay, that's a quick access. Access operation. Okay. Again, the file structure allows applications to read, write, and modify data. So in this file, we can store data according to our requirement, according to our while we require. We can access, we can retrieve data. Also, we can read data. Also, we can write data, and also we can modify data. We can change. So three file operations. Here I am going to tell. We will discuss the different file operations. So we can read, write, and modify data in database file. Okay. Again, it might have support finding the data that matches the some search criteria, reading through data in some particular order. Means searching operation, sorting operation. Also we can have. We can have several operations on data. We will discuss. Okay. So we can have some file operations. We can have some file operations. Okay. We can have some file operations. So what are the file operations? Like insertion operation. We can insert the new value into the database. Deletion operation. We can remove the existing data from database. we can modify. So insertion operation, deletion operation, modification, searching, sorting, all types of operations also modify we can have in database file. So insert means we can add new data values. Okay, we can add new data values into the database. Modification means we can change the existing value. We can replace a new value. We can replace a new value with the existing value. The existing value can be replaced by a new value. That is the modification. Okay, searching. We can search. We can search according to our requirement. We can retrieve. We can access data values from the database file. So there are so many database files, and there are so many database operations we can have with database file. Okay, so the file structure has created in such a manner that we can have file operations very easily. Okay, we can have file operations in a particular order. In a specific order also we can search. We can search. We can arrange. We can sorting or indexing in a particular field value by putting a field value. So according to our requirement, we can give the value. Suppose I want to store. I am, for example, I am considering a student database file. Okay. So in a student database file, for example, a student file. So a student file contains number of records of several students. Okay, the student file contains number of student records. Okay, so the student record, there are several student records. Suppose student database file contains 100 number of student records. Okay, a student database file contains suppose 100 number of student records. Okay, so each record is related to a particular student, and also there are a record contains number of fields. Okay, a record contains number of fields. I have told you a record contains number of fields. So student records have number of fields. So what is a field exactly? So field is the elementary data item characterized by its size, length and time. Okay, so field has a fixed length. Okay, it has some fixed length and a type. For example, INTN. Okay, so particular field, a student record has several fields like roll number. Roll number may be a field. Name, it may be a field. Father's name, course enrolled, registration number, all are the fields. Also, we can arrange according to the roll number or registration number. So, according to registration number, we can arrange. Also, we can arrange according to the marks secured. Okay. Suppose I want to search top 10 students, the students containing top marks. Out of 100 students, I am searching the 10 top students who are having more marks, more securing records. Okay, so I can search them. So this is the field. Okay, then record is the number of records are stored in a particular file. So record is the collections of related fields. So the related fields like a student contains number of fields. Fields like suppose roll number. Roll number may be a field. Name, father's name, age, or date of birth, anything. So we can create the field and where the particular value are going to store. Okay. So age is a field. It stores the student's age, and roll number is a field. It contains the student's roll number. Name is a field. It contains the student name only. Okay. So these are the fields. These are the collections of fields stored in a particular record. Okay. Several records are stored in a particular file. Okay. So name, course, age, etc. are the records in a particular file. Okay. Now field, now file. So these files are organized in organized way. We are storing different records. Okay, we are storing different records. So a file is a collection of similar related records. So a file is a collection of similar records. Okay, so the records are stored. These records are stored. Several records are stored in a particular file. Okay, so in this way we can arrange different file. So file has a identifying name. So each file must have an identifying name. File must have a name. Okay, this file must have a name. Okay, so file structure has an important concept that contains a file name. File name is a logical name. It is an identifier to the particular memory space where some related records are being stored. As for an example, we have considering this student record. A student file contains student record, and each record contains several fields. These are the fields. These are the fields. And this field really stores the value. It stores the value or data. Okay. This stores the value. For example, a student database file. A student database file has some records, several records. In the record there is a roll number. Suppose roll number is a field. It contains suppose G00123. It may be value. So this value are stored in student number, roll number. Roll number is a field, and roll number field is stored in the student record, and similar records are stored in a database. So in this way, we are storing the database values in the secondary storage device. Okay. So this is all about the file structure, our database file structure. Okay. And also file, there are so many file operations. So many file operations. So file operation means we can have several operations like insertion, deletion, updation, modification, all the things. We can do several operations. We can have several operations by using these values, these database values that are stored in secondary storage device or database files. We can retrieve, we can sort, we can search, all operations also we can have. Okay, so in database file we can have database several file operations. So in this way we are storing the values. Okay, we are storing the values in a hierarchical manner, like a file, field record, and a field also. Okay, so this is the overall concept of the database file structure. Okay, so basically file is nothing but it is a logical name of some memory location where some informations or data or image or graph or picture are being stored. Okay, we can retrieve also because these data or values are stored in a organized way. So here values, database values are stored in a organized way, so that according to our requirement we can retrieve data or values in very quick manner or fast. Very quickly we can search, we can retrieve, we can access values from database file, because these file data values are stored in the organized way. And again, what is that particular organized way? So database fields or values are stored in a particular record, and these records are stored in a file. Several files are stored in a block, and several blocks are stored in a disk. So file is a binary format. So all information are stored in a computer in binary format, because binary language is the computer's machine language. Okay, computer is a digital computer, so it uses the binary number system. So in binary format, we are storing data or values in the file. So this is the file structure. Okay, this is the file structure where different file operations can be possible. File operations is what we can do. What with the file, database file. What we can do different operations, different functions by accepting the values stored in the database file. Okay, so in this way we are storing data records, database fields or values in a particular file, and we can have several operations of database. Okay, so in this way this is the overall construction, overall structure of a file or overall structure of the database file. Okay, okay. So thank you for watching this video today. Okay, thank you. So this is all about the file structure. Let us discuss different above database file. Above database file. So in database file we can store several database records, and in particular records we can have several database fields, and in each field we are ready to store data or values. Okay, so what about database? What about database? So database file store some informations, required information in a particular organized way. Okay, in next class we will discuss the file organizations. Okay, so many tasks in the information oriented society require people to deal with voluminous data, and to use computer to deal with the data efficiently and speedily. Are you getting my point? So huge amount of data must be stored. Huge amount of data must be stored in a organized way. Voluminous data can be stored, and also we can retrieve according to our requirement. Okay, according to our requirement in today's modern society, because computer database file, computer database system, it is a modern computerized record keeping system. It is a modern computerized record keeping system. We are going to store different records, different values by using computer system. Okay, so the computer system deals with the data efficiently and very speedily. We can retrieve data in a very fast manner. It is very efficient because computer oriented this database system, or DBMS is a computer oriented database system. Okay, so data regarding file routes and the sets available means there is a particular way, a particular organized way, just like in this way. Okay, fields, records and files. So there are some sets where we can have in database file. So file deals with the storage and retrieval of data in a computer system. So in a computer system we are storing data, we can retrieving data. Okay, so that according to our requirement we can access. Okay, this implies that data will be stored on external storage device. So by database file we can store or retrieve data, a huge amount of data we can store, also we can retrieve by using computer system. Okay, on secondary storage device or on storage device, it stores, it uses a huge big storage media. It uses a large storage area or space to store these values. okay, to store these values. Okay, data will be accessed by many people and software programmer. So database can be accessed by many users. So database access or data access the database access can be done by several users. Okay, so it will be accessed by several users. Accessed by several users. Accessed by several users or software programmers. Software programmer is also a user. Okay, so users expect that. What user expect? What user expect from this database file? Okay, what user want to do? It helps to it supports for different file operations. It supports different file operations. It supports different file operations. What user can do with the stored values? Okay, what user can do with the stored values? That means data to be always reliable, available. Okay, reliable, available processing. Data to be required. Data to be flexible. Okay, so in a very flexible, reliable, we can access, we can retrieve values from database file. Okay, data can be accessed very reliable, user friendly, very flexibility, efficiently. Okay, this computer system has very efficiently we can retrieve, we can reliable, we can access, we can modify, we can search, we can sort any operations. Okay, all operations can be done with the database file very flexible. Okay, so data are organized in a secondary storage medium. Okay, very logical. Database file is a logical unit. It is a logical unit. You can call it a logical large storage unit. You can call logical large storage unit. Large storage unit. The logical large storage unit to store huge amount of data. Okay, some areas of the storage medium, large storage medium. Okay, it is designated by the data manager. We will discuss. Okay, and the operating system also. So it has supported with software, particular software and operating system, and also file manager. Okay, so file manager designate on the storage medium for every file, record or information concerning the particular area, each or a particular field, and each field stores the particular values. Okay, each field stores the particular values. So this is all about the database file, or all about the database file structure. So basically we are creating, first question is why we are creating database file? Because to store large number of values, huge amount of data in a secure manner. So we can, if we are storing data or values in computer secondary storage unit, we can retrieve after a very long time. Means we can retrieve values, that stored values after a long period of time without any loss. That means database file contains huge amount of data or values for a long period of time without any loss. Also we can retrieve, we can access these values after a long time without any loss, because it has some large storage space. First thing is why we are using data, because we are required database file. We are using this type of or modern computerized record keeping system to store data or values for a long period of time okay, without any loss, so that according to our requirement we can access. Okay, what are the flexibility, how it is reliable? Because according to our requirement we can easily retrieve these values, we can use these values, we can source very shortly, very quickly. So this most important is searching operation, fast searching operation, fast searching operations. What are the database operations we are performing with this database file? That is very fast. We can search very speed, very fast. Okay, we can have several database operations like insertion, deletion, updation, modification, processing. So here the fast processing also. It provides fast processing also. Fast processing, fast data processing, because computer is a data processor. So processing is a very fast here. Processing is very fast operation. The processing operations can be done. Okay, so that we are using this database. We are using this database file. First question is why we are using database file. Okay, database file we are using. Why we are using. Secondly, what are the data? How data are stored? Data are stored in the organized way, like in this way, in the organized way, so that we can retrieve according to our requirement. So we can retrieve data or value from database file. We are storing database file. Okay, and there are so many operations. Can be easily done. So if you consider the traditional file system, it is better one. In the first unit we have discussed. Okay, in the first unit we have compared the traditional file system, paper file system, or pen and paper we are using file, and modern computerized file system. There are so many different. So in case of paper file system, we are searching one by one. It will take a huge amount of very time taking, cumbersome process to search a file or information or accessing some information for last years or very 10 years or 15 years back. So by using this modern computerized record keeping system, we can search easily. For example, in university, if you want to search 15 years back records, student record, also you can easily find out with the minimum time. Also you can search the database from different medical organization. If it is using, we can search what type of patients are coming in a particular year, or before 5 years, what the patient records in case of a hospital system, record keeping system, hospital patient record keeping system. So fast operation and fast processing. Suppose modification, we can easily modify very fast modification, fast processing, fast operation, retrieval, so flexibility, reliability, okay, and efficient. So system has become more efficient because according to our requirement, it is providing data to us. Right time, right information can be accessed. So that we are using database file. Okay, so this is all about the database file. Why we are using database file, how it is created, how data values are stored in computer memory, and how it is storing. And the most important thing is there are several users. Data can be accessed by several users. Actually, several users. So I have told you. So several users. So it supports multi-user environment, so that data are also protected. Security and protection is also another concept of the database file. So every information stored in database file are being secured, protected. Okay, security and protection method. Another point you can add here: strong security and protection method. So the database file stores data. That the data value can be accessed by several users Okay, it is a protected manner and security because there is some authorization or authentication by using username and a password. That means it provides data to the authorized persons only. So unauthorized persons cannot be able to access data from database file. So user can have several operations. User can read, user can write, user can modify. But before using this database file, first you have to give your identification. Which type of data you are. Okay. After a proper authentication, proper identified by the system, by the database system, then only according to your authentication we can use database. We can use data from database. So these are all advantages, all getting all many benefits we are getting from this database. Okay. So why you are using, how you are using, and what are the basic operations behind it, what are the advantages or benefit you are getting the database file. So everything already we have discussed in Unit 1, but today we have discussed database file structure. So file structure we have discussed today. So go through all these things and listen very carefully with this video, and also this description will be sent to you in your group, and also you can write, prepare your note. Okay, and if you have any query, then you can ask me. Okay, thank you for watching this video.